It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, it's Phillips. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Locking the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Squeeze, double.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
I'm coming after you.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try to draw Lindsay. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's get it. Come on, set. 8, read. Hold his mic. 3 bucks. Greystone, travel. 2.
They'll try and run forward with Lindsay. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
From the 36, Minshew. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Ready. Mike, 44. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator. Tackle.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Go! Ready!
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Flushed out right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Yeah, baby!
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Taken in at the 11. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape.
And got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
70, Indy. I got you. Hey, Foxtrot. X3, 218, chop. Grip.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 37.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. And not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they'll get this down to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, Wahoo! Hey, 50. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. No gain on this defense. No gain.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And he'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 10 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. He'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. This one complete to Troy Fumagalli. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Let it. 40, Mike, 40. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Ready?
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on 1st down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let them come get the quarterback and dump it off, and there could be some room to roam.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. What a this season, he continues to have his 15th sack of the campaign. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And that will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Shoot! Watch the shoot!
On 2nd and inches. Minshew. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bradley Chubb make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Yep. Go now. Go, Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we go, D. Hey, dude. It's just me and you. Now.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville in a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go. Let's do it.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Here's Minshew. Got him complete. He finds Shark. 10 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Got it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Topper.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
70.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be taken at the 13. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
Remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the curl, watch the curl. Ready?
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Check 24, watch 24. Say. Bravo. 5.
On 2nd down, Minshew. Over the middle, complete. It's Carroll. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. Hey, Delta. Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
So 3rd and 1. Here's Minshew. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
General West.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
They'll go again with Lindsey. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 63 yards. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
They'll run with Lindsey. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now to the air. Wow. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Josh Allen in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. Lock now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And McManus able to put it through, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. X3, 218, chopper.
They'll keep it on the ground. Phillips. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Let's go now. 50, plant. Check, smooth. Here we go, D. Ready?
Looking to throw it. Minshew. Hard throw. Incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Taken in at the 22. 21 yards, well down on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Another run by Lindsey. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. This is more where I came from.
3rd and 2.
Set up. 10 Lobo.
Come on, QB, come on.
Defense.
Broken tackle. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play. But it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it. And 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
High 7.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun is Minshew. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Not good at all. Punted just 24 yards there. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot. Get it.
Now Locke on the bootleg. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Locke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended in putting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
64, weak. Wide, get wide. Watch twitch. Watch the twitch. Hey, Alpha.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
50 the mic. 50 the mic.
Ready? They'll try to throw forward with Minshew. And that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Quincy Wilson that time, was able to make the play defensively. Here's Logan Cook now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return.
Let's go.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Coming this way, here we go, here we go. 61, match box 5.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Jalen Mills in on the stop. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. On 1st down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They look to throw. It's locked. They'll find Lindsey here. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 14. To throw it is locked. And that is incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Ready, set.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
At the 27-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Get it.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Minshew to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. On 1st down, it's Phillips. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right.
1st down, Jaguars.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 41-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Minshew sets to throw. That's going to be caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Got it.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
That would tell my offense right here.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing
Snap.
Here's Locke. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
Locke now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 2nd down now, it's Lindsay. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Check. Crouch. X3. 218. Chopper. 44. Mike. 44. You draw Corker.
Check. 49. Check 49.
Get it.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Lock gonna go on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. That one looks like they throw here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season
December.
of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce And he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. George Kittle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end that feels a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's locked. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Throwing now is locked. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at about the 31. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero, but we did see there the emphasis on is not just good enough to pick it off anymore.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. You ain't got it.
Here's Minshew. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Pick it up.
And they will take a knee here. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Denver. They'll look to set up his blockers. A great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
15 line. 15 line. Topper! Hey, exit.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And that gives him 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it, Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go.
Down. 8, read.
44. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Ready?
And they'll indeed take a knee.
On the set.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were booed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jags, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the rough season continues as they've plunged to 1-13. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.